Hey friends, today I'm catching up in my book journal for the last two books that I just read. And the last two books I read them in, this took me 3 days and the other one took me about a day and a half. They were both really good reads, and I'm excited to read the next book in both of these series. But I've been trying to keep up with journaling in here instead of waiting to get bunches of books ahead and then having to do so much at once. So we're going to go ahead and catch up with these two current reads, and this is going to be for Grimstone by Sophie Lark, and then this one is going to be Frigid. So let's go ahead. I did print and cut some things for Grimstone. We've got these flowers, and I cut some out that were similar. They're like peonies. So I have some of those, and then I have this moth that's got like the flowers and the script on it. So I'm going to use those, but what I've been doing is I've been kind of inking the pages and kind of going with a theme of inking this and then decorating. So Grimstone my book has got pink sprayed edges, and then it's got this pink around with the flowers. So I'm going to do pink. I don't think I have an exact pink, but I'm going to just use the pink that I have. So I have this pink and this pink. So actually, I wonder I think I'm going to use this one. Actually, I think that'll be a little bit closer in color. So let's start. Let me grab my blending brush, and I've just been kind of going through and adding some color around the page. And this ink is a little sparkly, which is kind of cool. So it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to cover every area. I'm just kind of adding a little bit of color down. And I find that this ink is a little harder to spread out than the Distress ink. You kind of get it just where you put it down, and then it doesn't really it dries almost instantaneous, if that makes sense. So it's not my favorite. I like that it's kind of shimmery, but I don't like that it doesn't blend as well as the Distress ink does. All right, I think that's enough of pink. Set that aside, and then let's do maybe some flowers. Let's go ahead and add the book cover down, or do we want to add some? The books have been going up here. So yeah, I think I'll add one of the flowers down up there in that corner. And then we'll kind of layer our book with it to do something a little different. All right. And then maybe we'll just do these single flowers next, and we'll just add them flowers like in the corners here. And then let's take the moth, and normally I write in this area, so that's not leaving me a lot of room to write in the area, but I'm going to take this moth and kind of lay it here, and hopefully that looks okay. And let's take this color, and we're going to have a smaller area to work with. I'm just peeking. Okay. So rating pages, genre. Forgot my R. All right. It's a little messed up. And that's going to bug me. And I don't think I'm going to like having the white out down. But that's what I get for rushing. And then we have spice level. So rating is what I rate the book. And see if we can get that corner to lay down. This book was really good. Now, don't get me wrong. I liked it from at first, like the first minute of reading it, I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but then I liked it. But I don't think it's a 5-star book. So we're going to do 4.5 stars. And the spice was pretty good, but I'm going to say 3 stars. And it had, and I don't do the, like if it has anything about extra books in the back, I don't count that. I only count the actual book. All right, it had 306 pages. And sometimes I look up the genre because I want to make sure that I have the genre for this right, because it wasn't really supernatural or fantasy. So I'll fill that out later. And then what I do is I just do a review. And I'm not going to do that on camera because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't read this book and might want to. All right, and this is still not laying down. Let's see if we can get that to lay down. All right, so that is going to be that, and I think I'm going to go ahead and use the rest of these flowers. Or maybe we'll just use this one. They're not sticking very well to the page. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe the ink is not letting stick to the page. Or maybe I just didn't add enough of stuff. But normally I don't have any problem with my ad tech. But yeah, nothing's really sticking very well. Let's add a little extra adhesive there. All right, moving on. I don't have anything printed out for this one. Okay, that might bug me. I might not like this cardstock on here if it's not going to lay down. Hopefully, once I close the book, it'll kind of keep everything together. So I need to write my review for that one. And then the next one is Frigid. So I'm going to do blue for that since the cover, well, it's kind of a blue, but also like a, I kind of feel like it's more, I feel like it's a little more periwinkle than blue. I wonder if I should do this. Let me grab a scrap of paper. Yeah, I feel like that's a better color than the blue. So let's do this like periwinkle purple. This looks more blue than this. And being that it's kind of like winter themed, I would think that that would be the better. But we're going to go with this periwinkle. And then I did forget one thing that I need to add. So, oh, this is really dark purple. Oh my goodness. That doesn't match very well, does it? We're going for it. Maybe we'll mix the periwinkle and the blue together. Or whatever this color is. Lavender. Maybe I'll add some of the blue in so we have some of the blue as well. It has a very shiny, pearlescent look to it. All right, so let's do that. And then let's bring in the blue. And I think I might bring in the... I have a set of these. I have this blue here. So maybe I'll bring that in instead of the distressed ink. So we kind of have that sheen to it. And this is pretty dark too, but I did grab a stamp for this book. So I think I might add the stamp on here. So I did grab these snowflakes. These are from these are from Plannything. And they are larger than my stamp block, but we are going to do the best that I can. And I think I'll keep with this blue. And I have not used these before, so we'll see how they do. So let's bring in the snowflakes. And maybe we'll add some here. And we'll bring in some that are lighter in color. You see a little bit of outline of it. And then we also have the book. One of the main characters plays the guitar. And this is just a background stamp. And I'm not even going to try to put it on anything. I'm just going to ink it up right here on the little acrylic. And we are going to just bring that in a couple places to, you know, kind of work with the music that was in the book. All right. I will take care of cleaning those in a minute. And if I can find that stamp, I will link it down below for you guys. Now, let's add our book. And I do need to go back and add something to the other page that I forgot about. So let's add this here, and then let's grab a blue. And that isn't really going to show up. Okay, let's grab since we have a little purple, we're going to grab this darker purple. And that doesn't show up all that well, but we will make it work. All right, so we need our rating pages. We have our genre, the spice level, and then I might add something else here, and then I need to go back and add this. But these are books from my TBR list. So I have been pulling books out of my TBR jar, and my goal was 12, and the book I just currently pulled is this one, and this is my 10th book in my TBR pull, so I'm getting really close to my goal of 10, which is really exciting. All right, and then I use one of these stickers from Plannything, and I write down the TBR number. So I think the reason things are not sticking is actually from this ink. So I think I need to remember to not use this ink. So this would be TBR number 9. And then I need to pull a pink one. And flip back. And then we'll just do that here. And this was TBR 8. All right. And hopefully that will lay there. All right. And this book, spice level, we're going to say 3 stars. Pages, we have 298. Rating, this book was good, and like I said, I read it in a day and a half. It was a surprise. Like, it wasn't like my normal, like dark fantasy, dark romance. It was a romance, had spice in it, but it was definitely different than books that I normally read. And I really couldn't put it down. And so for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and give it 5 stars because I couldn't put it down and I just kept reading and reading. So we're going to give it 5 stars. And then I'll come in here and I'll write the genre down. I just like to double check that. And maybe I thought about starting to add like tropes here. Like this one was friends to lovers. So I might add that here since I have room. And then I need to go in and just do my review of the book. And I will be all caught up for these 2 books. And I definitely think I will skip using these in the future because things are not sticking down on the page very well, and I'm not liking that. So that must just be this type of ink that this is. So thanks so much, guys, for stopping by and journaling with me in my book journal. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.